What up, y'all? It's your boy Martine, aka the Boxing Purist. Welcome once again to the Truth and Absolute channel, where I speak the truth and nothing but the truth. So help me, good God Almighty. Okay, y'all. Now listen. If you're new to the channel, make sure that you hit that subscribe button before you leave. Even if you only watch 10 seconds, yo, make sure you kind of that subscribe button, the notification bell. If you want to continue to see 10-second clips, it's longer than 10 seconds. I'm just asking for your support, yo. You know what I'm saying? If you've been subscribed to my channel, thank you from the bottom of my heart. I'm almost at 1,000 subscribers, which is laughable to many, but to me, I'm like, yes. Thank God in heaven. You know what I'm saying? If you like talking boxing, make sure that you go download to the comment section. My dudes, gals in here, we love talking boxing. We love going back and forth. It's what we do. I like to say we should be able to have discussions. If we don't agree on something, who cares? We're not going to agree on every single thing, right? My favorite food is different than your favorite food. Which one of us are wrong? It's not important. It does not matter. Anyway, yo. So, happy Monday to you guys. Of course, we had an eventful weekend with boxing. Right, we all saw the the Pacheco fight. I'm sorry, I didn't get to watch the fight myself. I had some other stuff going on, but I heard that he got the win, but that the judges were being very kind to him. I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm gonna go back and watch the fight, then we'll talk about it, and then we'll see what's up with that. Other news, really quick. I saw a tweet out that De La Hoya wants to put together Terrence Crawford versus Virgil Ortiz Jr. I don't know much more about it. I would like to see it play out. I'll continue speaking on that as well. However, the story I want to talk about today is the man David, the Mexican monster Benavidez, and not his actions, of what happened over the weekend. Okay, I want to give my take on this because it's going everywhere. There's going to be some people that talk crazy. There's going to be some people that use this as a perfect opportunity to throw a jab at David. I'm sorry, I can't even speak today, y'all. I didn't have my second cup of coffee is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, your boy Truth has to come on here, and I'm going to give you my take on the David Benavidez. We all know that he was at the Pacheco fight. You know, Pacheco, his dad trains Pacheco. They train together. They do all that. So, obviously, they're probably friends. They're pretty close. David was out there showing support for his man. Anyway. So, if you guys saw, yesterday on his IG, David put on there that he's sorry for getting drunk. He's sorry for the way that he was acting. I didn't see no videos of him acting too crazy. Maybe it was just guilt on him, or maybe there's videos that have surfaced that I have not watched yet. But he gave an apology. He said there's no excuse for it. He drank a little bit too much. And then he said it will not happen again. Now, listen. As far as David as an individual, I got nothing to say about that because, listen, I got a history, okay? You guys got a history. We all got a history. So I'm not going to sit here and rip on David for the decisions that he made. You know what I'm saying? I give him props for apologizing just because he understands that he is a person of influence and he does have a platform. So I think it was good on him to come out and say that. And again, I don't hold it against David. I don't judge David. None of the above because, listen, none of us are perfect, right? However, this is where I step in and I give my honest take in David's situation, not attacking him. You know me, I just got to keep it real. I'm not using it as an opportunity to throw a jab. I'm just keeping it real. Now, this is the thing. It's not a good look, you getting drunk in public or getting drunk regardless when you're in a camp for a fight. Okay, now David's been talking about he's been in camp for a while leading up to his fight to make his debut at 175. Hold on, yo, let me turn the heat down. Y'all can come with me. I gotta turn the heat down on this food so I don't burn it. All right, y'all. Yo, check that out really quick. Anyway, so I'm not gonna knock David for that. I'm not gonna sit here and talk trash, but being in the position that he's in, if you know the history of the sport, one thing that you commonly hear with retired boxers, great boxers in the game, what you hear about all of them, is that during camp, if you want to be your absolute best, and not even in camp, just in your career in general, stay away from partying, stay away from drugs, obviously, stay away from alcohol, stay away from all of that because you may not notice it, but it will take away from your game. It will take away from your potential, especially in a sport like boxing. especially in a sport where you're using your whole body, you're taking hits in return, and you have to go rounds and rounds and rounds, okay? You could get it done, but you're pushing yourself a little bit harder than you need to, and it will affect you inside of that ring. Now, this is the thing. David in the past has had a history with certain substances. I don't even need to talk about it here. He has had a history in the past with those substances. At that time, David said that he was done with it. He was at a place he shouldn't have been. It was offered to him that he learned from his mistakes. I'm going to take his word on that, but at the same time, when these things keep popping up, it's going to raise the question naturally to people, right? It's going to raise the question naturally, did you ever stop that lifestyle, or did you just keep it under the rug better so that no one could see it? Or did you just keep it hush hush? Why does it matter? To casual boxing fans, they could care less what David does. As I was reading through the comments, a lot of them, it's David's life, it's nothing crazy, enjoy yourself, this and that. And that's what yes men are going to tell you. That's what people that don't really think further in depth are going to tell you. If I was David's homie, if I was his friend or somebody in his camp, I would straight up say, yo, David, I'm going to tell you like this, bro. This is going to hurt you, okay? It's not a good look. When you're trying to build up fights, you're accusing other fighters of this, and you're drinking when you're supposed to be in camp, staying sober. I guess it's not a must to stay sober during camp, but it does show how serious you're taking the sport. It does show how serious you're taking your craft, your career, and your upcoming opponent. So now it's going to raise the question for the people that support David. These little things, y'all might not know, affect a lot of things. It affects the odds in Vegas, because now, like, if somebody's putting money on the fight, putting events together, looking to work with David, it could raise opportunity and it could also drop opportunity. For you, the followers of David, and I'm not talking about the people that popped up in hopes that David would be the one to beat Canelo. I'm talking about David's fan base. Probably not a huge one yet, but the people that actually follow him. If they see this and they think back to his last incident, they could start saying, wow, how far is David really going to make it in his career making these types of decisions? You get what I'm trying to say? You know what I'm saying? That is where it plays against you. Now, a lot of people say, oh, I've seen other boxers doing this. I've seen other boxers doing this. Who cares? It doesn't make anything okay when you're building up to a fight and the people that back you. That is where it will affect you. Now, again, David said, that was the last time it was going to happen. I'm pretty sure he said that when he had his last time, when he got busted for a substance. But what it's coming down to is now people look back and say, okay, was this really offered to you at that time? Or is that just the excuse you used? Who's to say you haven't been doing this the whole time? And I get it. Yo, listen, I've never been in the position of David Benavidez. I've never had money like him, invited to certain place, access to anything that I want, living the life around certain people. I've never been in that position, so I'm not going to pass judgment on that. I'm simply going to say, when it's a fighter who's hoping to be elite one day, who's hoping to be one of the best one day, this is not the right steps to take. Now, you could say, yeah, Mike Tyson in his day was doing all of this. You could talk about a lot of fighters, and it affected them. It affected what could have been in their career. Doesn't even have to be a substance. It could be a fighter that simply blows up in weight in between fights, who's constantly having trouble to make weight. It doesn't have to be a substance. This will affect you in the career because it shows your lack of dedication. Now, a lot of people hate Floyd Mayweather Jr., right? A lot of people hate him. One thing you cannot take away from Floyd Mayweather, and he said it, hard work, dedication. Hard work, dedication. That means that whether you're getting ready for a fight or not ready for a fight, you're staying in shape, right? It's your full-time job. You're not putting anything into your body that's going to potentially harm you. Andre Ward said the same thing. Don't live that lifestyle. Don't do that. It's going to affect you. Coming from Floyd Mayweather and Andre Ward, I would take their word for it, and I would say, yo, listen to these guys. Listen to these guys. You don't want to let the little good times on the side affect your big career ahead of you. Now, we could all agree that although David's been fighting for a little bit, he has had his setbacks along the way, which right now he probably could have been even further in his career had it not been for the weight missed, had it not been for the substances that he's messed with in the past, he would have been a lot further. So now, for this past weekend, for him to be front seat, riding this wave of, the him versus Canelo. And that is what you do at a fight when you're supposed to be getting ready for another one. It's just not a good look. I don't judge the dude. I'm simply saying in the big picture, when it comes to looking at the boxing aspect of it, where us that, make boxing content could speak on it, in reality, it's not a good look. It's not good for you. What's really funny about this is that months ago, and I'm sure you guys remember this, Jose Benavidez Sr. on camera said that Canelo is on his way out because he's starting to party. He's not taking it as serious. Do you guys remember that Jose Benavidez said that in the past? Okay, that he's drinking now, he's partying, he's not serious about that. What does your boy Martin always say? If you're going to say that, fine. Say what you want, but keep it consistent along the lines. Keep it consistent all the way. Don't just say one thing with one fighter and then hold your tongue back with another, even if it happens to be your son. Okay? And that's what I'm getting at as well. These things will pop up. Mark my words. Somebody will make a video, show that interview when Jose said, no, Canelo's partying, doing this and that. And they're going to say, okay, David's doing it too. Now what? Watch what you say, yo. Watch what you say. Anyways, man, I pray that David Benavidez learns from this. Not that it's going to affect him in many ways, because, again, in my experiences, the majority of the people that came up and are following him right now don't care what he does inside the ring, outside the ring. They don't care what he's doing, as long as one day they have the hopes of him beating Canelo. That's what they hold on to. They could care less about whatever David does, okay? So, let me know what you guys think, man. Drop a comment down below. What do you guys think of that situation? Now, remember, don't look at it from a perspective of a fan. Look at it in a perspective of you're getting ready for a fight, you're training, you're on strict diet, you're working out. Do you add alcohol into that mix? Do you add partying into that mix? Or do you stay, you know what I'm saying, dedicated? Do you make the sacrifice of those good times and make sure that you show up being your absolute best come fight night, and the example you're giving to others and the people that support you and back you ultimately? Let me know what y'all think, man. Y'all enjoy the rest of your day. Much love. God bless. And remember, the truth shall set y'all free. Peace.